Good morning. Happy Resurrection Sunday. Hopefully it is a restful day. For me, I'm just getting up and moving around. It's about 8:30. The greenhouse is not open just yet. We're supposed to get to 83 degrees today. When I checked the weather about 30 minutes ago, it was in the 60s. So the greenhouse is closed up right now. So usually when it's about 60 degrees outside, it's about 15 degrees warmer inside. So I definitely need to get out there and get some air moving around so it doesn't get muggy. I got a lot accomplished yesterday. I got the cages put in. Realized after I got the cages put in that I probably should have moved the bag that's in between the beds that has the zucchini plants in them, because now I can't just step over the beds and get back there. So I'm definitely going to have my husband help me with that one, because it's just too much for me to lift without hurting myself. But the cages got put in. All the tomato seedlings are sowed. All the cucumber seedlings are sowed. The rosemary, the sage, not sage, oregano. That was not sage, oregano. Marigold seedlings. Everything is in. So it should be a pretty easy going today, with the exception I need to find somewhere for the milkweed to actually go. I also snipped off the stalks of the sunflowers that were they were done, and realized that that pot, that soil has just not been, it hasn't been amended or moved around or anything in like 3 years. That's my sunflower pot, so it's probably full of roots. But I have zinnias and nasturtiums in that pot. So I'm not going to put sunflowers back in it. And then again, I might, just because I can't do anything until this season is done and those flowers are spent. So might do some things there, don't know. As I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, I may not put sunflowers in it, mainly because the nasturtiums are going to end up getting baked here at some point, because they're right there in direct sun. So I might move that pot and put it over in my little sitting area and do some experimenting in that pot with some other flowers. So that's a maybe. Strong maybe. All right, but before I do anything, I do need to install soaker hose into the front 2 beds. I noticed yesterday the tops are pretty dry, especially around the edges of the bed. There is irrigation in there, but the irrigation is only settled in one particular spot, so that water is only traveling so far and it's going deep. So around the edges, there's some dry areas. And then the second bed where the cage is at, there is no irrigation in that one. And there is no soaker hose in that one at all. And there's some tomatoes and cucumbers in there. And tomatoes and cucumbers, they're thirsty. So they have to have something to drink. So I'm going to get ahead of that and install a soaker hose. So this was a kit that I got from Home Depot. It was about $35. So again, I don't believe in breaking the bank. And as my husband always say, you get what you pay for. So sometimes I realize when I'm cheap, I have to redo things, such as buy better raised beds next season. But at least I'm doing it. This is my first year doing raised beds. Everything before this with me in a greenhouse was in containers or my grow bags. But this was about $35, and it comes with instructions on how you can set things up. So there's one where you can kind of swirl it. I think I'm just going to, when I say swirl it, just have it in little swiggles. I think I'm just going to do a little circular one. Mainly because I don't have but one of these parts where you can close it off at the end. So I'm going to have to do it in a circle. But anyway, it comes with plenty of parts, like this T, and I'll show in a little bit. And then this is where the actual hose, the water hose, gets attached to it. So yeah, and it comes with plenty of soaker hose, like 100 feet. So I have more than enough soaker hose. Just a couple of areas of things that you should consider. If you get a soaker hose kit, stick with the same brand. So I have Element. Trying to buy different hose, different parts, based on all the videos that I've watched and read, they come a pretty particular way. So stick with the same brand. Element is at Home Depot. I'm pretty sure it's at Lowe's too. You can get it online. Amazon has it. So I have all this hose. I will be buying more parts here soon, but right now I'm just focusing on working with what I have. So if I take these 3 into account and these 2 T's, I have the potential of running 2 circle types, and then I could do one where it's just like one straight line with some hose in it. Eventually I plan on having soaker hose ran on irrigation as well, so I don't have to do it at all. I just turn on the water and let it do its thing. So that's this morning. I'm gonna go open up the greenhouse because I'm pretty sure it's toasty in there. So see y'all outside. All right, so greenhouse is open, and I just had to pause for a little bit. He flew away to say hi to a friend, but he flew away. But the greenhouse is open. It is humid in here. Very humid. Fans are not on just yet, but I will turn them on here in a second. But let's see. We are about 72 degrees, so not too bad. Not too bad. All right, so let's do a quick check and then I'll get the fans on. So the lemon cucumber seedlings look fine. That tomato cucumber seedling looks fine. As you see, I put some marigolds near it. Get your hand out of the camera. But everything looks pretty good. I have never grown beans, so I'm noticing a lot of this on beans. So I need to go do some research and reading. But that just looks like the the leaf is just done. So that happens. If they're on the bottom out part of the leaf, they should be good. Another green bean that can be harvested. So we're gonna have a harvest dinner today, because I harvested some carrots yesterday too. Need to locate my scissors because I really don't know where I put them at. All right, but everything here looking good. So I'm gonna get the fans put on, get the water container started. That nasturtium is getting crazy. I'm intentionally letting them go to seed though, because the seeds of them, you can make capers from them, and that's the goal and the plan, just to kind of have some of my sweet garlicky capers. But let's get everything put where it needs to get put and get things going. All right, so fans are on. I located my scissors. They were right there where I was looking. I just didn't look good enough. But they were right in plain sight. Just needed to slow down. I have a berry that can be harvested, so I'll do that in a second. I just harvested the green bean. I turned the bag, and these two little boxes, containers, are, my daughter was trying to buy me raised beds for, I believe that was Mother's Day, or it might have been my birthday. But I'm gonna put flowers in those, so whatever I do will be anti-mosquito. But this is where I was also too thinking maybe I'll put the milkweed. Not sure just yet. The strawberry plants are not getting as much attention as they were. Lots of gnats, but they're not harming anything. So I need to get back to giving them a little attention. Now these are ever-bearing, both of them, so maybe I'll get some more fruit before it gets too hot. But they're down here at this part of the yard on purpose, because as you see, it's not getting too sunny. I need to pull weeds again. But yeah, let's do some checking here and see what we got going on in the bush. Ooh, oh, looky. Oh, wow. It's very crowded in there again. I'm probably gonna prune back some of this borage. Get some air flowing in there. Yeah. I don't think that plant is doing too much of anything, but yeah, we'll do that. Mint is looking good. I watered the lemongrass that I transplanted yesterday, so let's see if it comes back. But a lot less mosquitoes that were here in this spot. A lot of crawling bugs, very active right now. Don't know if y'all can see that, but just gnats. Nothing too major. Alright, so let's take a peek at the tomato. And I see a sucker. So I'm gonna get you off. The cucumbers climbing on up. This one's doing good. Yeah, I'm probably gonna prune back some of that borage. I did it over here with this and it just looks better. Yeah. That was the talking about pruning back the borage. That's over there in the strawberry plant container. I don't know if that female flower got pollinated or not. A little pea pod can be harvested. I don't see any suckers on this one, but I see several areas. Oh, wait. Yeah, you do. Oh. But I see several areas where it looks like it wants to fruit. There's one. So, yeah. But everything is looking good. Alright, so what did I transplant yesterday? 2 marigolds in this bed. And let me back up. But I got a cage put in that bed. So did it like the little triangle here, and that you see right down in the center. That is a tomato seedling, a cherry tomato seedlings. So, and then I put a rosemary next to it, and another rosemary next to it, and I popped some garlic cloves down in here too. This was the parsley that I sewed in that I didn't think was going to do anything, but it did. Some marigolds around it. That is a lemon cucumber seedling. The dust that you see on it was my mixture of cinnamon and cayenne and topsoil, just to kind of protect it from critters coming to chew it up. And then I decided to put another lemon cucumber seedling right here. And that's actually two, so we'll see which one gets strongest, and then we'll snip off. And then a marigold. And as you see, the peas are acting like they want to grab. But that plant came all the way back. So that makes me happy. So what I meant by I'm going to have my husband help me get that bag out. There's no space for me to step in here. I don't want to be up in between the wall right there. See how tight that spot is? I don't want to be doing that every time I come in, so I'm going to have him help me lift that out. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but it'll go somewhere. It will go somewhere. So that is making me happy. So my idea of starting Dill earlier so it can get going was a good one. So that's that bed. In this bed, I harvested carrots yesterday off this edge and that back edge back there. And I transplanted some of the marigold seedlings that I had started. And then I also put an oregano near this tomato plant. So let's check you and see how you doing. I'm almost, no, that's not a sucker. That's just flowering. I think this that appears to be a sucker. And there looks like it's another one. I'll get that in a second. Alright, so another cage, same thing. In the triangle, and then made a little trellis like here. This one, I'm trying something different. And I have twine, so if this cherry tomato plant starts to get bushy, I can train it up. But that is a cherry tomato plant. And then that is a lemon cucumber in the cage. And then I planted some marigolds around it. So that's what's going on there. Everything got sprayed down yesterday with a little soapy water. And today, everybody's gonna get some banana peel tea. My last video, I watched it and I realized that I said this was marigolds. I must have been mentally tired because that is sure enough not a marigold. That is rosemary. But look how good it's doing. And looky. Looky, looky. Yay. Yay for you, Rosemary. Yay for you. Alright, so this is what I was saying about. That is sunflower roots. And this pot is probably just full of them because I haven't done anything else with this pot in like 3 years. This is the first time something other than sunflowers got put in here. So I'm gonna get those out. And this is what I mean, like the sun on this side of the yard is full west sun, so eventually they're just gonna get baked. So I'm gonna move this pot. Where? I don't know, but we're gonna move it. And that's kind of the joy of container planting, because you can move things. I still need to get those sunflowers put in. Alright, so over here, I put in some marigolds and okra. So, okra seedlings from inside of the greenhouse that I started. I don't know if this was the Eagles Pass, or I think it's called Beck's Gardenville, but they get really big pods. Don't know which one of them it is, but they're in there. And some more marigolds. So, Bubba and Billy B are officially done. And what I did was take the stem just from Runt and put it in the compost. So I need to add some brown to this and turn it. And the brown that I plan to add to it is cardboard. We buy everything biodegradable. Alright, so that is the outside update for now. I'm gonna harvest that berry, drink some water, and harvest some peas. Talk to the Lord. Let him talk to me. And like I said, hopefully today is an easygoing day. The cantaloupe seed that I put in there has not germinated yet. That random nasturtium, I don't know, maybe I dropped a seed or something, not sure. The arugula is starting to get big. I mean, there are gnats everywhere. But they don't harm anything. They're just annoying. And I did get some flying bug traps, so maybe I'll put those out. And flying bug, I mean flies, primarily, not beneficials. So that is the update. That is what got accomplished yesterday. Alright, so let's take a pause for the cause. Hydrate. Oh my. And let's see also too what may be happening down there with this garlic. I'm gonna go be nosy. Yeah. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Leaf miners. So some bug has decided to make the leaves. Yeah. So some larvae under there, so I'll spray them down here in just a second with some BT, and because I did it last week, so today could be a good day of doing it. Our new seedlings with the Tempari and the cowpeas are doing good. This Black Eyed Susan is still trying to make it. This one, it just still looks the same. So we'll see. I'll be wondering, like, where are they going? Where are they going? My first year, I got really excited when I would see them get a little fat like that. Because when they swell like that, that usually means that you're going to get some fruit. Like that's supposed to be a little squash baby. I mean, things are just nibbling. I'm not doing too great with Girl Mean, y'all. I mean, I'm doing good, but I just really haven't really put too much energy into thinking about them and taking care of them. So I probably should do that. But that's just, that plant is too small for that to do anything, so I'm probably gonna snip that off. So, yep. All right. Now, pause for the cause. All right, so did some pruning, just again, keep some of the airflow. And the other plant that was not really giving me berries, it has a berry on it. And if I can get in here, I may clip those 2 leaves too. But yeah, it's trying to give me more berries. So that is good. Take a look at where this leaf is. Yeah, that's towards the base of the plant. So I'm gonna snip you off. A dead flower. So I'm gonna snip that off because we don't want the plant thinking it needs to put energy there. But the beautiful part is the center. It's getting lots of leafage. So let's give it some air. Let's give it some air. And those are lower. So basically, if it's lower outer leaves, snip them off. Alright, so that's enough pruning for you. Alright, so I also noticed this one it's doing pretty good. I went ahead and harvested the berry that was ripe. Oh, and there, look. And I think that's still attached, so I'm gonna clip that off too. Just hang tight and turn in the basket. I have something else that I didn't notice until now to show you. What did I just snip? That I didn't mean to snip. That's not what I meant to snip. Ugh. Oh well. It happens. It happens. Alright. That was going to probably be a really good berry too. But oh well. Alright, so the borage is looking like it wants to give flowers soon. So it got pruned back pretty good as well. Again, if it gets too crowded, plants don't get air. They need airflow. So now that makes me feel better. Gonna take this leaf here off. Alright, basically I want some sun to get in there. Alright, so see, as I said, I get out here thinking I'm going to be out here for a little while and see things that need to be done. But this is usually how I spend my Sunday. Anyway, this is my way of resting. And doing things creative. I did come over and prune these as well. Like I said, I've just been basically neglected. Everything is gonna get banana peel tea here in just a little bit. And it is feeding day. So after I beat the plants up a little bit. So yep. Now these are first years, so again, not expecting a whole lot. I don't know how I feel about leaving that munched on leaf. Now this could just be very bad here, but my gut is telling me to take it off. So let's see what they do. These up here, they need water. That is very dry. This one hasn't looked healthy in a while. But I'm going to leave it alone and see if it bounces back. But yeah, they've been pretty neglected. And I was kind of worried about that because they're not towards the front of the garden space. And for me, things have to be like right in front of my face for me to remember to give it some attention. It's a very real story for me. Alright. Strawberry love. Alright, so got a few things accomplished. I was able to get all the root balls from those sunflowers out of the pot. And I decided to transplant an okra there. These are zinnias and they do grow well with okra. We got 6 of the sunflower seedlings sowed here. And I put the rest of them around the Mongolian sunflowers. in here. And I didn't need to water them down because when I dug down in there, it was pretty moist. And then I forgot to mention that I also sowed tempari beans right next to the okra. And this is just a little dirty from me sprinkling the cinnamon mixture on them. Everything will get sprayed down here when the sun goes down. And then I was nosy. It was really blurry. And I have on a glove, so I can't really, there we go. So I was a little nosy, but man, that is blurry. The garlic is starting to bulb. There we go. Oh my gosh. So I'll cover that back up. Happened to notice that the cucumber plant over there did not look that healthy, and to get the glove off, I noticed some wilting on the tomato branch here, these leaves. It was just basically underneath the cucumber, which is growing in that direction. Oops, sorry. So yeah, the leaves, that branch was just kind of situated under there. So I've been wondering if I should just cut that off. I don't think it would hurt the plant if I did it, because that's just gonna keep getting sick. The soaker hose was already ran on this bed. Now it's going on that one, and I still need to create the hose to put down here in this bed. So that's the next step. The irrigation just turned on, and I also decided that I am gonna try to train these zinnias to grow up and out of the trellis up this way. So I just took them in. They're finally tall enough and where I can kind of bend them forward. So I pulled them forward, and then what that actually did is it stopped blocking the sun from these two Armenian cucumber seedlings, and the okra seedlings are getting pretty tall. I am most likely going to harvest this lettuce as well, just so that marigold is not getting blocked from the sun. So that's what's been going on out here. The man is awake, so I'm gonna ask for his help to move that bag. He's not gonna be happy. Not gonna be happy. Right, so it's a little afternoon, and it's just been a really slow day. I've been doing a lot of just sitting out here and reflecting, enjoying the sun. I'm probably gonna grab my laptop and get some grading and student engagement done. But everything is looking good. I have some watermelon branching happen, and I was trying to get this to grab onto the trellis, but it just does not want to do it. So hopefully this time it does it. Just grab it, please. And then I have another one branching out here as well. So this is what watermelon plants do. They get unruly. So we'll see how this branch grows out a little more. In worst case scenario, I'll just take another stake and put it there so it'll grow upward. I got the same thing happening over there with that plant too. So yeah, I'm almost certain I'm just going to go ahead and prune that branch off of that tomato plant. Alright, so prune the branch off, and then I realized that it had been at least maybe 2 weeks since I had pruned the tomatoes in general, so I pruned the bottom 3 branches off on this one, and two branches off of that one, and notice how it just keeps wanting to grow things back. So, and I'm doing it while it's hot, so prayerfully the heat will evaporate here where the plant has been injured. And then this evening when the sun goes down, I'll give him a little love to say I'm sorry. This cucumber has not been pruned in a couple days, so bottom leaves and that little dried up female flower right here needs to come off. But yeah, no. I think I'm gonna leave that one alone. It has a tendril on it. This is a viney one, so maybe it's trying to find something to grab. And there's a tendril right there. So I'm gonna leave it for now, so I don't get crazy with pruning. Got that leaf right there. It's not looking healthy, so I'm going to get it off. And Tarila, don't snip the wrong thing. There we go. Couldn't get my hand in there. Alright. So there we go. The less leaf you have towards the base of the plant, the less likely it is for it to get sick. I want it to keep sending energy up, and I feel like that branch that's going out over there is going to take a lot of energy from the plant, and we'll let things hide on that Tempari. And see how now The bed is getting a little more sun. So the flowers and the garlic that's down there, they're getting sun. So I'm gonna clean up my mess. Go prune the big one in the front. Get this soaker hose put in and call it a day. Alright, after a very intensely frustrating 45 minutes and very imperfectly done, as you see, not a circle at all, but it's in. So again, things will be done imperfectly. I am really over that pea vine that just keeps wanting to go down on the ground. That was part of the frustration, but it's in. Usually I have them covered. There's some people cover, some people don't. I am not gonna cover today because I'm exhausted, and I didn't even do a whole lot. Like that 45 minutes of that just kind of took my feet off from under me, but it's in. I had to harvest a few of the lettuce plants so I can get it in, and I'll come and I'll cover it. I'll have to get some more garden staples so it goes down, but note to self, next time, put the soaker hose in first, then the cage, then sow. Not in the opposite direction. But it's in, the bed is watered. So, time for banana peel tea and BT. That is the last update for the day, friends. Hope y'all are having a restful Sunday. It is very hot. We are officially at our peak time of heat for the day. So the solar panels have moved. So we are at about 83 degrees. It is now 1:42 p.m. and only a little above 90 in the greenhouse. Fans are on. Milkweed is not moved, but I'll get to it. But as I said, that 45 minutes of frustration has me tired. Garden life is good, even in frustration. It is so good. Go play in the dirt.